Now, this is for entertainment purposes only, all right? There's a guy I know, and he was working for this company, and this company treated its employees really bad. And they treated this guy really bad. And this guy did everything he could for this company, though, because, he wanted to be dedicated to it. He thought when he was told in the beginning that they were family and everything, that things was going to go, right. But this guy kept, every time he turned around, he was getting blamed for something or something was happening, and he's being accused of stuff that he wasn't doing or anything of the sort, right? And there's a lot of things that was happening in that shop that really wasn't right, and he kept it to himself. That guy could have had a lot of lawsuits on him because they threatened him. They threatened him that they were gonna kill him if he ever bothered their furnace operator again or whatever, who was here in the United States illegal. That guy, I heard that the guy that was the operator, who this guy had a little tough with, at one time was working for him, and the furnace door blew off and took off the guy's nose. Now, the guy was an illegal immigrant. He shouldn't have been here at all anyways. He could have sued that company big time, but they kept him on, and they just give him some money, for he wanted to sue him. Well, this guy I knew, he come down to, he put in a workman's compensation about a hernia. He got a hernia there at the shop and lifting up all the metal, and over the years it started out small and it got big, and then finally popped, and the guy went and seen a workman's compensation lawyer about it. Well, this shop went and turned around, and they were trying to find anything they could do to have this man fired, or this person fired, man, woman, whatever, fired, for they didn't have to pay for that workman's compensation suit that was up and against them, right? So what I heard is that they devised a little plan because this person at just one day just wanted to see the reaction out of a guy there and see where he stood with where this guy was, right? Because what he told this guy was the only one, he only told that person, nobody else. Well, somehow it came back. And needless to say, you know what they tried to do to that employee that put in that suit against that hernia? They put some powders into his drink, his coffee, because he drank coffee a lot, right? And needless to say, I found out that this guy, when they got back to the shop after lunch, they went and slammed their coffee, all right? And the person probably only made it not even 150 feet, 200 feet before he collapsed out. And he started ODing. And it was told, I found out that one of the employees went running down through the shop saying, he's ODing, he's ODing, he's ODing. Like, why are you running down the shop saying he's ODing, he's ODing, he's ODing? What did you do? You know he was ODing? Did you do something to that drink? That guy could have had, a woman could have been having a heart attack or something else. But they ran down through the shop screaming it. Like, oh, he's finally doing it, right? He's doing what we thought. So then I was told that the owner now, who's taking care of the shop, the man sat there with his other buddies and was pointing at that man, that woman, whatever, as he or she was going down, ODing, as he was unaliving themselves. They were dying right there. And they had their two witnesses on the side. Yeah, they had his little boyfriend, and his other little boyfriend was on the side of them because they're like that, They're into that goofy stuff. But anyways, what I heard is the guy went down. He talked to an employee, came up, talked to him, I guess the guy told the employee to call the paramedics and to get his girlfriend who was outside in the car. The girlfriend, I guess, came in and I guess was telling them to stay with her, keep there, whatever, blah, blah, that the ambulance was on the way. And sure enough, when the ambulance got there, the paramedics came up to the guy and they hit him with some Narcan or something, right? And he came up out of it. Well, I heard the guy jumped right up and said, "I'm chosen." And they was telling him, wanting him to go over to the gurney and first get in this wheelchair for they could take him to the gurney. I heard the guy say, "No, I'll walk on my own accord." And they were getting ready to walk over to the ambulance. But the guy turned and said, "No, I got to go get my hat," and went back over to his machine where that coffee cup was that he had drank, that had just made him OD, right? Anyways, the guy I heard, he got him to the ambulance, and he went to the hospital. Hospital did a drug test, did everything on him, came back, and they said that there was nothing in it. Their test come back negative. That whatever it was, that person had taken, though, between 12 and 12:30 is what put him out. What came back, that it was nothing in it. So they gave him a release, sent him home, because they couldn't keep him in the hospital because there was nothing in him and nothing keep him there, right? So this man, woman, whatever, they went home and went back to work the next day. I heard that when he come in and they punched in and they went to the break room, whatever, to make their coffee, that one of the employees that was in on it saying that he was there, right? And so anyways, I heard that this employee who was making his coffee and who had this OD thing happen to him went back up and she was looking at some baskets, taking care of what he was supposed to be, what she was supposed to be doing that day. Anyways, I heard that the boss and his secretary came up to this person and asked him to come down to the office. Sure enough, they went down to the office, but the person already knew that the reason that other person was there, that girl, was for a second witness to what was being said and what was going down. They went into the office, and then here comes a third party, one of the guys that was up there with the owner, and when he was laughing there, and he was watching what was going on and doing nothing. Now remember, these people that called the paramedics, they didn't do nothing. They was letting it happen. They was letting it go down. They didn't want it to stop. Now, if they wanted it to stop, or if they were going to do something, they would have called the paramedics themselves, but they did not do that for this man, I found out. They let him sit, and they were going to let him die inside that shop, is what I was told. Anyways, the guy goes and says, "Hey, that was a wild thing that happened yesterday," and blah, blah, and this, they used Narcan on you, and Narcan it means that you was taking fentanyl. Well, that's pretty funny, because I found out that person don't do that drug at all. They don't do it. They've done it before, but they wasn't doing it that day, and there wasn't nothing there. All right. Needless to say, this person told that person, that employee, that they were going to give them 30 days off, and after 30 days they could come back, and if they could pass a drug test, they could have their job back. Well, this is pretty funny, because that has never happened there at all the whole time that company was running. They have never done a drug test on anybody. They do drugs themselves. They sell drugs out of there. So it was all a bunch of farce, as far as I can see. So anyways, the person went to the unemployment because they was told they could go there. They told the unemployment the same story, that they was Mickey, and that they was given 30 days off, and that they could come and sign up for unemployment. Well, needless to say, that company lied to the unemployment people. They told them that they said they give them 3 days, which was a lie, because I know that for a fact, because they said 30. All right? Then I found out that employee, he didn't get his money, so he had to go into, because he waited so many days, he had to talk to a judge. He told the judge what was going on, and the judge was saying, "That's out of my hand, out of my jurisdiction." So what happened? They screwed that guy out of his money for the unemployment. Well, they thought that because, or I should say, the employees thought that because, of what happened, that was going to take care, he wasn't be able to get his workman's compensation. Well, Well, he talked to his attorney, and his attorney told him, no, you go to the doctor. They give that man the operation. They take care of it. Then I found out that that man went and was talking to the employee that was there that helped him out of that situation. He's the one who called the ambulance for him. When this happened, the boss came up to that person and was very upset that that person got their, an employee got his or her hernia operation on the things and that they were doing well. Well, I think myself that they paid somebody to have something done to this man. And I believe they are in serious trouble. And I believe there's more than them that's involved in it. It might even have to do with some of these people here in this city, for all I know, and the way I feel. There's other things that's going on too, but I'm just trying to let you know. Now, like I said, this is for educational purposes only. And yes, this is a true story. And one day you just might see it on the news or on the TV. Until then, my friends, you have a great day, okay? Bye-bye.